Justin here, back with another video, and this is the 16th episode of the SNA podcast, which we're going to talk about the latest episode of NXT, which is this is the NXT review, part 3. Let's start. First, we start off with they showing the tribute images of both the passing of Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt, which was very respectful for the both wrestlers, and then they started off with the recaps of last week's NXT Heat Wave, and then that's when we got the opener match between the Creed brothers and the Dyad, which is the stipulated steel cage tag team match. If the Creed brothers, my apologies. Like if the Creed brothers win, they get reinstated and get rehired back into the NXT. And then it start off with the Creed brothers entering the ring, and then that's when the Dyad and the rest of the Schisms attacked them from behind. They only threw Julius Creed right in the ring, and then the rest of the Schism yellow mask minions started attacking Brutus Creed by just hitting him with jumping moves, like with punches and kicks, and then this is when the Dyad did a 2-on-1 disadvantage on one of the Creeds, which was Julius Creed, and then his Creed until Brutus Creed got back up and then started beating up all of the Schism minion members of the group, the Yellow Mask members, and then that's when he tried to get back inside. The doors were locked into the steel cage, and then that's when Joe Gacy started wiggling and twirling around the keys to the cage, and then that's when Brutus Creed started trying to chase after both him and Ava for the keys, and then every time the Yellow Mask members start trying to slow him down, he just have no problems clotheslining each ever one into a big square circle into the ring, and then that's when he finally got into the cage. He broke down the door, and he even started using the weapon right onto the Dyad, and finally even the odds with his brother Julius, and then that's what Pickles. What are you doing? Go. Uncle will see you later. Go. But yeah, anyways, that's the but yeah, let's see. Right here we have. But yeah, this is when they came back from the clutches. And that's when the fans start chanting, "This is awesome!" And I'm gonna let you know a spoiler alert on one thing. They were continuing chanting out, "This is awesome," because they have like at least 3 or 4 to 5 matches that were really good on this episode of NXT, and then I'm gonna get to that later. But anyway, this is when the Creed brothers started hitting their double team moves, and even hitting the former James Drake right into the cage like about 2 or 3 times in a row. This is when, and then once you get to the short, sweet, and to the point, with Brutus Creed hitting both members of the Schisms, also known as the Dyad. But before that, this is when Brutus and Julius tried try to hit a double move right onto. I keep forgetting Zach Gibson's new name. It hit him right. Not Zach Gibson. James Drake. But yeah, he was trying to hit him with a double move. But this is when the former Zach Gibson hits the both Creeds, and then the Dyad double teams Brutus Creed right into the right side handle steel cage, and then this is when they try to basically decapitate and choke Brutus Creed with the steel cage door. But this is when Julius Creed picks it up before they can basically decapitate and take Brutus Creed's head off. So he started pulling up, and this is what gave Brutus Creed enough strength to pull up the steel cage door and to start lifting up right off the top. And then this is when they started trying to put on them and start choking them to death, which it did work. And then and this is when they nearly surrendered. This is when Brutus Creed picked up both members of the Dyad, hit in an electric chair position. And then this is when Brutus Creed got up on the other side, hit him with a Brutus bomb, and then they hit them with the maneuver, and then this is when they hit him with a double snapmare clothesline for the 1, 2, 3, and they got the win. And yes, sir, they got their jobs back in kayfabe, of course, but it told the story. Like if you're not killing them off for real and then releasing them, or they're not signing their contracts, then do it, or even calling them up into the main roster. You might as well finish the storyline of getting their jobs back by beating the Dyad into a stipulated match that will keep Joe Gacy, both Joe Gacy and Ava out of the match. Which it kind of did at the end, but at first they still got involved, like but with Joe Gacy having his schism minions. Technically, he did got involved with him having the schism minions attacking both Creed brothers from behind, and it only had one guy was 2-on-1 disadvantage, which the Creed brothers still cannot get a break with heel tag teams getting a 2-on-1 disadvantage the better on them, using the 2-on-1 disadvantage getting the better of them. But at least this time they finally got an opportunity to win a match, and with Brutus Creed finally getting into the match, even in the odds. And then even though they didn't win right away just because Brutus Creed won, but they won by showing them that they can't fool them like they tried to did when they got him. I don't say fired, but when they were the cause of losing their jobs on NXT. But yeah, I'm glad they got their jobs back in kayfabe. I'm glad you can see more of the Creed brothers on NXT, and like that news reported on the Wrestling News and Rumors video, Rumors and News on the article that wasn't the case of it wasn't the case of him getting called up to the main roster, but as long as it's part of a scripted storyline between the Schisms and the Diamond Mine. But what do you all think about this match in general? Y'all let me know down below, and we're gonna move on to the next segment. We have a hype video with Roxanne Perez, basically telling her about she said for the past few months of Gigi Dolan, she noticed that she was naming all the wrestlers that she's gonna face later on that night. And to let you know, I'll say it was well put together. And then I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of that when I recap and analyze that match right at the end of this video. But yeah, we have her saying from the past few months she noticed Gigi Dolan been improving into the singles division, and then she also said I respect Kiana, and then she's like the war she went through with Blair Davenport, like she also has to respect her abilities as a cold killing competitor into the wrestling industry, and because of her and Davenport beating the living daylights out of each other at the Great American Bash Street Fight, and then she was like, but she's not gonna, but yeah, let's see what she said. She's like, after the war we went to after the Great American Bash, like she respect Davenport as well as a fighter, of course. And then and she said she's gonna tell you all that. If I didn't tell you all that, that'll be a damn lie. And then she was like, I don't care if I had to walk through three different bodies just to win back her NXT Women's Championship that she barely lost, which was at the ladder match of Stand and Deliver, of course. And even though she lost to the current title holder who beat her at the first round, or was it the semifinals? I think it was the semifinal, because India Hartwell relinquished it because she got called up to the main roster and she couldn't bring that title if she's not going to do any working duties for NXT because she'll be too busy of an overhead schedule of being on the main roster, even though she hasn't been that busy, though. Only been like a glorified jobber in the women's tag division, and looks like somewhat of a star wrestling Rhea Ripley, even though she jobbed out for her as well. But back to this story in the current time, with Roxanne Perez also mentioning tonight, she's gonna win back the title that she never lost, which came out of her mouth. I just said she barely lost because it was a ladder match, which that didn't really bury her. It just motivated her and made her more stronger. I'll say that made her more bigger, yeah. It made her more stronger, yeah, and made her more much of a star of chasing that back after the championship. And do you think that? And even if I didn't watch this match, like, do you think she have an opportunity of winning the match? And winning it, I'll say, I'm not sure about winning this number one contenders match, but I think she might have a 50% chance of winning the NXT Women's Championship before she gets called up to the main roster. That's what not asking me at this point, but on that, yeah. But yeah, y'all let me down below what you thought about these hype videos. But yeah, this is where Roxanne Perez said she never lost the title, and then yeah, she never lost the title in the first place, and then this is when Booker T was like, "Oh yeah," looking more excited than a homeless man into a hurricane once again. And if y'all haven't heard about my old catchphrase about Booker T, now you did. It's an analogizing analogy of a catchphrase I came up with when every time Booker T said, "Oh yeah," when he's excited about something, which he was about Roxanne Perez winning the number one contenders match. And then just to let you know on the spoiler alert, unfortunately she didn't. But that doesn't mean she could have an opportunity of winning and then actually winning back her championship that she never lost. Yeah, but yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, like I believe she's gonna win that title tonight." He was straight up into Vic Joseph's face when they were standing up because they were getting ready to announce the Heritage Cup tournament, which it all started with Butch, which he's like the first out of the two main roster wrestlers that's going to be participating into the Heritage Cup Championship tournament, which I would say if you think that if you think that me, Super Ninja Austin, think that Butch can go all the way, I would say absolutely. Or at least I'll say absolutely, and have a big dream match just to promote NXT, much as a bigger show than it's already becoming with the high ratings, with the Judgment Day and Mustafa Ali and Baron Corbin, and much more making appearances and moving back to the developmental ground, helping out the new stars and bringing in ratings for for WWE C show, and I think that that's what we're gonna do with Butch, either or probably at least bring him to the finals, which is probably like a week or two from now, or we'll do it like this. Like I'll say, if you're gonna do it a week from now, make it the main event WWE. Please capitalize on this if you're gonna make. Or you could do it 2 weeks from now if you're gonna have the final. Regardless, please make this the main event when y'all doing the finals, because it's gonna help promote. It's gonna actually make the fans care about the trophy